Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. We have a very interesting, should I call it a sad but worrisome development that is going on around Peter Obi. Please, I must implore each and every one of us, those of us who are looking and praying for a new Nigeria that is possible, a better functional Nigeria. Please, I beg you, put Peter Obi in your prayers daily. If you hear something, say something. Do not just keep it to yourself. Make it public. Well, as we speak, this concerns Peter Obi and is a source of worry. Before we go into the newspaper to find out what it is that is causing a lot of reaction right now, real time, like and subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, according to the news, a professor of mass communication who is also the current deputy vice chancellor academics Paul University Oka Chinyere Stella Okuna has claimed that United Kingdom immigrations have raised an alarm over the duplicated identity of presidential candidates of Labour Party in just concluded general election. That's Peter Obi. Let's go further into the news. Okuna, in a long post on her social media page some few minutes ago, said the former Anambra State governor who recently visited the United Kingdom during the weekend had been stopped and questioned by the British government and subsequently handed a detention note for what the immigration officers described as duplicated identity. The erudite professor also noted that Peter Obi's phones and those of his wife and children were under surveillance, stressing that it was a very dangerous development for the Labour Party candidate due to the damaging implication such act could do to his reputation. Her statement reads, and I quote, "What Peter Obi is going through, does any human being deserve this type of shocking intimidation and emotional torture? As at 11th of April 2023, I was shocked beyond words to hear from His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi what he went through when his British Airways plane landed at Heathrow Airport, London, in the early morning of Friday, the 7th of April 2023. He was talking to me at the official opening of the Specialist Hospital of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, IHM Sisters Umpo. He had arrived at the event after flying in from London, his presence heralded by the usual ear-splitting ovation that accompanies him everywhere nowadays. As the most outstanding pillar of the Foundation Hospital, the Reverend Sisters were full of expectations that he would attend, so were we, that's members of the governing board of the IHM Sisters Healthcare System. Although there was also anxiety about whether he would be able to make it being outside Nigeria. I actually had no idea he had traveled out of the country until the ovation over his presence in the London church went viral on the internet. I would never have imagined he would be able to go anywhere so soon after his energy-sapping marathon visit on 6th of April to Paul University, Regina Ross Hospital and other health facilities where he went about touching lives in his usual quiet philanthropic manner. His well-known activities that day in Anambra State and beyond were another eloquent testimony to Peter Obi's incredible stamina and multitasking capacity. To be able to fly out of the country that night made this capacity even more incredible. Landing in London, Peter Obi joined the usual queue to pass through immigration, and that was when his ordeal began. He was stopped and questioned for a long time and subsequently handed a detention note and told to wait for further interrogation and investigation. This was terribly unusual for a man who had lived honorably in the United Kingdom for a long time. In the face of this harassment, some well-meaning Nigerians, knowing who he is, raised their voices in protest, demanding to know why he was being treated like that way. Then came the shocking revelation by the immigration officer who told him that his identity was duplicated. This revelation has definitely set off alarm bells. For people who are knowledgeable about such matters, this is a very dangerous development because the implication is that someone is impersonating Peter Obi. And that someone could implicate Obi in all manner of dubious and even criminal activities and rope him into any number of offenses. He could get Obi framed for one criminal act or another. The frightening scenario of what can happen is unimaginable. This is the height of it all. For a man who has been under sundry intimidation and emotional torture, bugging of his phone and those of his wife and children, keeping him constantly under surveillance, calling him names, putting him under severe pressure to leave or even run away from the country, wrongly accusing him of negative things he knows absolutely nothing about. As he was telling me his Heathrow tale of woe at Nkpo today, I could see a man who was in severe pain and under unbearable stress, who many would expect to be at the point of despair. But as he confirmed, he's ready to suffer this pain and is as determined as ever to pursue the path which he has chosen to enable him arrive at the destination which well-meaning people in Nigeria and far, far beyond are expecting him to arrive at. This is the destination where Nigerians will be able to live in a secure and productive country which they, particularly the younger generation, will be proud to call their own. I suppose he told me all this confidently. My very sincere apologies, Your Excellency, sir, for breaking this confidentiality. But history beckons and I cannot keep quiet. God bless you, ma. This is too much. What is his crime now? Eh? Let's play this. Let's play this politics fair and square. Why are you? Look, let's spell this thing out. Some of us may not even understand the dynamics of impersonation. Somebody somewhere is bearing Peter Obi. Somebody somewhere is using his good names, and that anybody can do anything, and they'll rub it on Peter Obi. Peter Obi is so popular that whoever that is impersonating him have the capacity to commit any form of crimes, and he will be the one they will look out for. All his life, over 6 decades of him being on earth, he has been very meticulous about his reputation. He ensures that whatever he does, he scrutinizes it before God and before man. And that's why he would always tell you, Chukwese, go and verify. He's very deliberate in his lifestyle. He's deliberate in his living. He's deliberate in his giving. He's deliberate in his actions. He's deliberate in his words. So when he tells you, Chukwese, go and verify, he knows what he has done. He lives his life knowing fully well that there were always the consequences and repercussions. There was no impersonation anywhere until he picked his form and he decides, after looking through the so-called election that Nigerians are wondering, is this truly an election? Based on the fact that there were cliches only in the presidential election and never in any other elections that took place that day and beyond. He decided to question his stolen mandate, and this impersonation for a man who have lived his life a long time in United Kingdom, and they're charging him, giving him a detention note for that someone just impersonated him. Nigerians, please pray. Oh. His only crime is that he picked a form to run for presidency. Oh. That's the only crime that he did, which before God and before man is no crime. Before even the constitution of the land is no crime. Anybody, irrespective you are above 18, you can vote and be voted for. So he has not committed any crime under the law. So if this is his crime for picking a form, which is not even a crime, the Nigerians must pray. Diasporans, wherever you see Peter Obi, please rally around him. It is beyond Peter Obi now. It's about all Nigerians fighting for the very life, the very soul of Nigeria. That's very good to wrap it up. Let's listen to that conversation.